Right, good afternoon. Tim Randall from Links Magazines, broadcasting from sunny Tavistock at the moment, in front of my kitchen table. And I have a special guest this afternoon. So I've got Julia Darby. Hello, Julia.
Hello there, Tim.
Now, Julia, you are the founder and director of NEDCARE, which is North East Dartmoor Care. So I think without further ado, just tell us very quickly a little bit about what you do and what you offer.
Thank you. So North East Dartmoor Care is a community-owned, not-for-profit provider of regulated social care. So that's personal care at home that we provide. We started off in July 2017. We achieved registered status with the Care Quality Commission. We're rated good, which is very nice. And we work in the North East Dartmoor area, so we cover the 3 GP surgery areas of Cheriton Bishop, Chagford and Moreton Hampstead. So in the south we go down as far as Lustley, just beyond Lustley. We cover Moreton Hampstead, Mannerton, North Bovey, up through Chagford, Throwley, Gidley, up to Sticklepath, and then pretty much following the line of the A30 over through Widden Down, Cheriton Bishop, Tedburn, St Mary and Pathfinder, and then down through the Tean Valley to Dunsford, Cristo and Bridford. That's the sort of area we cover.
And just give us a list of the services you provide people.
Yeah, sure. So mostly what we provide is regulated personal care at home. So really that's aspects of day-to-day living, such as helping somebody to get out of bed, to get them up, washed and dressed, help with preparing meals and drinks, help with taking their medications. It could also be sort of non-personal care type support, such as companionship, or perhaps enabling, which is really helping people to perhaps build themselves up after perhaps having been in hospital, to a point where they can cook themselves meals again, or access the community or do their shopping. So we also do sort of non-regulated activities such as laundry, support with cleaning the house, and even dog walking.
Right.
The day-to-day, all of the things that a person needs day-to-day really to live well and safely at home in later life.
And your customers, your clients come from either the local authority or they can come direct. If I was at home and I was incapacitated, I could contact you direct and try and ask for your services. Now, something we want to go on to fairly quickly, I think, because it's really important, and that is, you were showing me a graph earlier on, which showed that you had a demand that was that high, and you were able to supply up until about that level there. And then there's this gap between what you can supply and the demand that is there for your services. And this gap is the one that you're really, really trying to focus on and trying to fill. And that is really about recruitment of care workers.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there has listened to this now and they've thought they might want to be a care worker, listen up. So you need care workers to fill this gap, this supply-demand gap.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really what underpins the beginnings of NEDCARE. We started when there was no regulated care particularly happening in this area. We managed to get registered with the Care Quality Commission, and we started off with 1 hour of care and with one carer. We're currently delivering about 1,000 hours of care a month. We've got about 20 carers, which is great. And so we've grown month on month to sort of meet that level of demand, if you like. Unfortunately, we're not yet meeting demand. So we estimate there's about another 800 hours of care that people need within our local community. And at the moment, they're kind of, struggling at home alone, waiting for a care service. So we're desperately keen to build our care workforce and build our local capacity to deliver that care and support at home. And really that absolutely very closely follows recruitment. So as fast as we can recruit, the faster we can get out there and meet the needs of everybody.
Let's talk about that then. So again, if there are people watching this now at home and they've thought about this, or they know someone who may have thought about doing care work, let's just go from the basics. This is paid for work. you earn money out of this. And what qualifications would I need if I wanted to be a care worker?
Yes, so you don't need any qualifications actually, and you don't need any experience either. And some of our best care workers are people who've joined us with absolutely no background in social care or anything like it.
Right.
We've got one chap with us who's been with us for a couple of years. He's a fantastic carer. His background was in civil engineering. So, you know, it just shows a really diverse range of backgrounds. What's important to us when we're recruiting is the sort of attitudes and behaviours that a person may be bringing to their everyday life. So, I mean, really, we look out for the values that a person has when we're recruiting, and what kind of values, you know, can they bring to the role. So, really, we're looking for people who, you know, who can be calm, who can be patient, people who have empathy and understanding of other people and where that other person might be coming from, particularly if they're struggling, you know, if they're working with somebody who's struggling, who's in pain, you know, has mobility issues. And it's really important to be able to put yourself in their shoes and understand what that person needs, and then to be able to support them in the way that they need. Yeah, so really people who can be compassionate, who can relate to other people, people who like people, you know, particularly older people, people who can work respectfully with a range of different needs. And really, ultimately, our role is about promoting a person's independence. So they might be at home, they might have restricted mobility and some other challenging issues in their life, but we need to be able to work with them in ways that offer them choice about the way that their care is delivered, and that really helps them to maintain control over every aspect of their own lives, and ultimately ways in which you can work with somebody which gives them dignity and maintains their dignity at all times.
Mm-hmm. Right, excellent. So if there's anybody out there now, or anyone out there who knows of somebody, then they just need to contact you to discuss that as a career. And it is very much a career, because I think you said earlier on there are career progressions from that, aren't there? That come with
yes, absolutely. I think it can be you know, a fairly nerve-wracking time for somebody who's not had any experience of delivering personal care to somebody at home. It can feel like a very responsible role, and mostly our carers are lone working. We are at the end of the phone at all times to support people, but yes, I mean, our staff are out there providing direct personal care in people's homes. So, sorry, I've actually forgotten the question, Tim.
No, that's okay. Don't worry. No, you answered the question beautifully. I was just musing on the sort of the idea that it's a career, that there is progression from that.
Yes, of course. So, yeah. So, if somebody was to join us having no experience, we put in a lot of, we give them a full induction, and we give them ongoing training and support. So the training is really quite thorough. You can expect to be learning quite a lot, but that your everyday practice on the role is going to be, you know, your training will be supporting that. And you know, people, it has been said that care is a low skill role. Actually, I'd say absolutely the opposite. Care workers are highly professional and highly skilled, albeit perhaps undervalued in our society. But you'll be learning a range of aspects, from kind of first aid, basic life support, risk assessment, how to work with people with dementia, a lot of very creative ways, and how to work with people with dementia. You know, the level of training sort of goes across the board, and it's a continuously ongoing sort of professional development path.
We're not going to discuss it now. It's for people to discuss with you when they call you. But we talked about the kind of rate of pay that this attracts, and actually, I was quite surprised. Actually, it felt quite good. It felt like a good level of pay. But I think one of the things I remember in the press some time ago, which was about care workers having an hourly rate, but they don't get paid for their downtime. They don't get paid for their travel. They don't get paid their mileage. But you guys, you cover all of that, don't you?
Yes, we do. And comparing us with other agencies, I think we've probably got some of the best terms and conditions in the UK, actually. Our pay rate's about 30% above the average. We pay travel time and mileage. The travel time, other agencies will pay that at minimum wage. We pay that at the standard rate. We pay enhanced rates for evenings and weekend work. Plus public holidays, and yeah, we pay for downtime as well, which I think is quite unusual. So that means if a member of staff gets to a client's home 15 minutes before they're due there, and they're just twiddling their thumbs, we will pay them for that time as well. So I think all in all, really good terms and conditions. I think because we're not for profit, you know, it means that we truly put people first, and that includes our staff and our care clients. Yeah, we need to keep our staff happy and really well supported, because, you know, particularly in today's world, the job that they're doing is one of the most important things that you can be doing in our community at the moment.
Yes, no, I absolutely agree. Right, now, is there anything else we wanted to cover today, Julia?
Well, I think I just really want to say thank you to the wider community for supporting us. We are entirely built on, we started on community donations. We're a community-owned organisation. And since the coronavirus outbreak, we've received so many messages of support from the wider community. People have been making donations through our website, which is wonderful, because we are looking to give carers extra support at this time. And we've got other issues such as very much increased costs of PPE. So donations are really supporting us with that. And also, I think it's just really gratifying to feel the increase, the sort of surge in support that has come at this much more challenging time. So I think what I want to say is a big thank you really to everybody out there for continuing to support their local care force and the NHS. I'm sure
there'll be plenty of people out there who want to thank you and your team for the amazing work and care that you support, you provide in the community. I mean, without you, who would provide it? And I think your history is that you were formed and you came out of the closure of Morton Hampstead Hospital, wasn't it? So you know,
that's absolutely right.
That was a huge void and gap to fill. So someone's got to fill that.
Well, that's right. And I think for social care is a commercial marketplace. So for profit-driven companies, they're going to go where they can make the most profit. The closure of the beds, essentially, Morton Hampstead Hospital used to act as a really effective staging post, particularly for older people in our community coming out of acute care. And it was a place for them to rehabilitate and recuperate before going back into their own homes. So when we lost the hospital beds, the community knew that we really had to do something, because at the time there was a dire almost complete lack of care at home in this area. So that was really the impetus that we needed to get this going. Yeah. And it's really important that we keep on growing, because we're not meeting demand. And to think of, you know, those people out there who are waiting for care, you know, it's really important that we, continue to grow this year and meet those needs.
Okay, so the real watchword then is you need carers. You need people to come forward and say, I want to do this. I want this to be my career, my job, the thing that I do.
And we're a great team, right. A really good team. So we'd love to hear from anybody interested in joining the team.
Lovely. So, Julia, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for spending time with us this afternoon. That's NEDCARE, North East Dartmoor Care. Your website address is?
w.nedcare.org.
Right. And is there a particular telephone number that you would recommend people call in, or just go?
Yeah, I can give you that. It's 01647 279 211, or you can email me directly. It's julia@nedcare.org.
Brilliant. Lovely. Well, look, thanks for your time. Julia,
Thank
stay
you.
there, but while I just say goodbye, thank you very much once again for listening to and watching one of our little videos. I've got more lined up for the rest of the week. We are Links Magazines. All the videos are held on our website, dartmoorlinks.co.uk, and of course our Facebook page, which is called Links Magazine. We push them all out on Links Magazines, etc. And you can find them in various different places as well, I'm sure, and indeed on YouTube. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos later on in the week. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.